Okay, little kiddies, today's the day. We're installing those acoustic panels that you're sitting on again.
That's right. I know you like sitting on them, but they gotta go. They gotta go in the studio today, because it's too echoey in there. People are complaining. They're mad. It's kind of like when you get mad at me, except the viewers don't leave skid marks on the couch in retaliation. I bought these on Amazon. They are from ATS Acoustics. I've never used any of their products, so we'll see how this goes. There's 8 panels. They're each 2x4, and they're in an ivory kind of off-white color. They're 4 inches thick as well, so I believe there's 2 of them per box, which would make sense. And they were about $70 a piece, so you can do the math. It's not exactly the cheapest when you're comparing it to something like the small foam squares that you see. There are definitely more expensive panels out there that are the same size and depth, so this is kind of middle of the road. Still wasn't cheap, roughly $400 or $500 for all of them, but if it's going to improve the sound quality in our videos significantly, it's well worth it, especially because we signed a 5-year lease on the place, so we're going to be there a while. I guess we should probably take these to the studio now, right? You want to help me load them in the car? No, of course not. Just sit there looking cute. That's fine. All right, we got them in the studio. Easy peasy. Let's go ahead and crack one of these suckers open. I want to take a look. I have to be careful though, because these are made of fabric, or at least the outside is covered in fabric, so I don't want to cut into that. Wouldn't really affect the functionality much, but I want them to look nice too. They are going to be very visible by the end of this after all. Ooh, hey, these look pretty nice. Okay, yeah, I'm digging it. I think the color's spot on. It looks really nice, it'll match, kind of blend in with the wall. They had a couple options. I think there was a black one as well, and I was really debating. I asked Wifey Sauce what she thought. We both agreed that the ivory kind of off-white color would just blend in with the whole environment a lot better. Black would be pretty pronounced. I mean, the contrast would be serious. And again, these panels are all going on this wall right here. But yeah, in the end, we decided on this color. I think it's gonna work out pretty nicely. And you can see that we've got this fabric kind of cloth material all around. It's very, I wouldn't say soft to the touch, it's kind of itchy. Wouldn't want to turn it into a shirt. And we've got the back side here, which is kind of like a light plywood. I just realized, by the way, that I left the mounting hardware for these things at home. So, be right back. And this is exactly why I picked a studio that's down the street from home. All right, we're back in the studio again. I got the mounting hardware. These are Z-clips, which I'll explain a little bit more later, but I've already unboxed all the panels, as you can see, just to get a look at the quality, because I guess in case you guys are interested in purchasing some of these for yourselves, you might be curious as to how exactly they look and the sort of quality that can be expected from them. This is the only panel I found that had a little bit of some Irish pennants on it, so I'm gonna have to cut these off with some nail clippers or wire cutters or something. It's not major, but it is there. All the other ones, as far as I can tell, are flawless. Really good quality all around. I'm not exactly sure if that mishap happened in shipping. I don't see how it could have, so it must have happened while it was still at the supplier. But it's not a huge deal, it's just a minor thing, and 1 out of 8 panels isn't too bad. I don't know if you can tell, but the sound quality of just me talking right here is already vastly improved. This is giving me high hopes so far, especially when I get right in the corner here. I can just feel it, which is pretty nice. So I hope that translates when these panels are mounted to this wall. The reason I'm mounting them to this wall, by the way, is pretty obvious. It's because I've been presenting right here, so my voice is it's traveling this direction. And this is right now the most flat and wide open wall, which is obviously bouncing back the most amount of sound. And there's not much else I really plan to do with this wall, apart from maybe installing some more wall-mounted shelves, but that can come later. As for now, I think this is actually the perfect spot for these panels. All right, Z-clips. These are Z-clips. You see there's 2 pieces here, right? So each panel will take 4 pieces. I'll have to mount 4 pieces on each corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll have to mount 4 more corresponding Z-clips to the wall, and then they basically just slide and lock like so. Bada bing, bada boom. Super simple, and it should probably take a while. I've got to do, what, 8 of those clips per panel. 8 times 8 is 64. I'll have to mount 64 of these clips by the end of today. They include a template here, template for placement. You basically just tape this to the wall, and then it's got your markings for exactly where you're supposed to drill your hole holes, whether you're talking about the wall or the panel. I feel like this job's either gonna be really easy and straightforward, or it's gonna be super tedious and annoying. I hope it's not the latter. Last thing to mention is that we've got all this crap against this wall, which is gonna need to get moved so it doesn't interfere with my work, and I'm probably gonna mount these panels 6 feet off the ground, like 6 feet to the center of the panel. I haven't actually held the panel up to the wall yet because all this stuff's in the way, but once I do that, I'll figure out exactly the Z height that we're gonna be working with, and that should be that. So let's go ahead and get started.
The Ensemble One is our first fully custom desk mat that we've ever made. Our in-house design features an assortment of PC parts scattered across the mat to create an artistic surface for your mouse and keyboard. We also sourced a supplier who could print to our standards, resulting in vibrant color and finely printed lines that accentuate every detail. Measuring 90 by 40 centimeters, the mats are 3 millimeters thick and feature a microfiber surface, stitched edges, and a non-slip rubber backing. Also available is the Ensemble M, which takes a minimalist design approach to the Ensemble One with all the same quality features. Both styles are available in 6 different colors to match your desk setup, so if you like what you see and would also like to support the content we make, head to bitwit.tech and get your mat today.
All right, quick update. Got the first panel on the wall. Oh yeah, looking pretty good. It's about 8.5 feet from the ground. Top right there is about 8.5 feet up. It's actually kind of the perfect height because it leaves just enough room below it for other things like tripods and like this table thing. So there's other stuff that's gonna go against this wall. It's gonna be a lot neater than what you saw just a moment ago, of course, once it's all organized eventually. That'll also help break up noise. All the stuff that's gonna be down here is gonna cover up this flat part of the wall so that it's not gonna be echoey as much down here, and then the panels of course will take care of this upper region. And I also placed it just right so that it clears the thermostat just by a couple inches, but also not too high to the point where it interferes with that vent. I just measured it and it's about an inch or two from hitting that vent. So it's actually the perfect height really. In fact, this is really the only height that it can really be at without interfering with either the thermostat or the air vent. So things are looking pretty good so far. The Z clips went in no problem and we are free to continue. Let's carry on. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey there. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. They look great. They look so good. Oh my god. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And oh my god, it sounds so much better in here. Can you guys tell already with the vlog? With the vlog camera? I don't know if you can, but we are gonna do a sound test. Before we do that though, I wanted to quickly go over some notes about installing these. Really easy to install. Anyone can do it. Your grandma could do it. That might be degrading to grandmas. Anyone can do it, but here's what happened. There's one scare that I had. I actually ran into, I think it was this panel. I think it was panel number 3 where I hit metal studs on both sides. It just so happened that all 4 Z clips for this panel hit metal studs. So there's one metal stud here and one right about here, 16 inches apart, and it was terrible. I was gonna cry, but fortunately my drill bit was able to penetrate those studs no problemo, and I was able to keep chugging away. I wasn't sure if my drill bits were rated for steel, but apparently they are. So that was fine. That was really the only snag that I hit. It probably took maybe a couple hours to get these up here, 2 to 3 hours, I would say. You know, once you do the first 2, then the rest kind of follow really easy because you kind of get into this groove. Definitely makes it feel more like a studio space, gives it a professional touch as well, if I might add. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. As I mentioned, this was one of the very few heights that they could actually be mounted at without interfering with that air vent. You can see we've got a couple inches of clearance there and a couple inches right above our thermostat. It's like perfecto. And we still got ample space right underneath. So obviously this is just a bunch of trash, bunch of garbage that I'm gonna have to organize at some point. I was thinking of actually having like a nice tripod stand, or a tripod rack, I should say. And then maybe some other like shorty racks, you know, just some like, I don't know, kind of racks like these, because these racks from Uline actually, they come in all shapes and sizes and heights. So maybe I'll just get some more racks and just put them right under here for additional storage. I don't know, a lot of possibilities, but for now, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Let's do a sound test. For the sound test, I'm just gonna play back a clip of a recent roast video that I did, that I filmed when this was not here, obviously. It was long before any kind of soundproofing was done to the room, and then I'm gonna repeat the lines right here, right now, right after I show you that clip, so you can get a quick A/B comparison.
All right, boys and girls, we're doing another PC and setup roast today. All right, boys and girls, we're doing another PC and setup roast today. Thank you guys so much for submitting your pictures and specs to my Twitter account. Thank you guys so much for submitting your pictures and specs to my Twitter account at BitwitKyle. At BitwitKyle, you can go ahead and follow me there if you haven't yet. You can go ahead and follow me there if you haven't yet.
So there you go. You guys let me know what you think. Big difference, small difference, worth it, not worth it? Before I close out, I wanted to give you guys a quick sneak peek at what we're doing next to the studio, because we're just gonna keep this gravy train going, all right? What you see over here is the left side of the studio set, right? Which previously was just gonna be like the awesome hardware streaming section, just kind of chill, lounge, BS stuff. And the gaming area was gonna be on this table right here, with triple panel display, a large companion monitor right above that. But screw that, I've since decided that the gaming setup makes more sense over here. And there's a couple reasons why. For one, there's more room. With a triple panel display, 27 inches a piece, it's a little cramped to go from here, this line, to right here before it starts interfering with the workshop area. It could fit, it could work, especially if the side panels are kind of bowed out a little bit, right? That would help, but it's still gonna be a little bit cramped. Second reason number two is that there's no wooden studs here. It's just metal studs. I could use the self-tapping screws, but I just feel a bit more confident, and I'm sure you guys do too, with good old-fashioned wood studs, which is what this wall has. This is the new wall that we built, right? So it's got all wood studs 16 inches apart, and they're beautiful. So I just feel a bit more confident mounting everything I want to mount onto wood studs. And as far as how much more room we have here, well, we've got a cut-down table. Remember, this tabletop was one that I took to Home Depot and actually sliced part of it off, so it's a little circumcised. But we also have this additional width of the table here, which makes it significantly longer in total than one of these full tables by itself. So we do have more additional space. I even mapped it out super scientifically. So from the edge of the mint box to the edge of the dime bag, we've got one monitor. That's about 24 inches. I believe the monitor itself is actually 24 inches wide without the monitor stand involved in anything like that, because remember, we're gonna wall mount all this. And then the second monitor is gonna go from, obviously, if the bezels are touching, from the edge of the dime bag to this camera. See, that actually gives us a couple inches of buffer right there. And then from the mint to the eraser is where panel number 3, the left panel, will go. So you can see we've got extra space there, and then big ass screen right on top. I think it's gonna be pretty sweet. But yeah, I think this is the move. I think making the gaming setup in this corner on this wall is the way to go. I don't know why I didn't see it before. I don't know if whoever in the comments suggested that from the start. You're awesome, you know everything, and I worship you. But yeah, that's just a little preview of what's to come. The LG monitors are in. They're 4K, 1 millisecond, 144 hertz G-Sync. I'm super stoked. It's gonna be a sweet video once we actually start putting this together, but that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the support and love that you guys give me on a regular basis. If you like this video, toss a like on it before you go. Get subscribed for more tech content on the way, and I will see y'all in the next video.